तो आज हम 16 चैप्टर गीता से पढ़ेंगे और ये रामायण से बहुत कनेक्टेड है। भगवद गीता में द 16 चैप्टर इज वेरी क्लोजली कनेक्टेड टू रामायण। सो आज कल और परसों 3 दिन की राम कथा में हम 16 चैप्टर गीता से हुए। सो ये हमारे वैदिक ग्रंथों की महिमा है, सारे ग्रंथों में कनेक्शन होता है। सो दिस चैप्टर इज कॉल्ड डिवाइन एंड डेमोनियक नेचर। हम सबके अंदर आसुरिक प्रवृत्ति और देवी प्रकृति दोनों हमारे अंदर है। हर एक व्यक्ति के अंदर ये दोनों प्रवृत्तियां हैं, अच्छा और बुरा अंदर ही है। तो कबीर ने कहा ना, बुरा जो देख मैं चला बुरा न मिलिया कोई, जो दिन को जो आपनो मुझसा बुरा न कोई। सो हमारे अंदर ही दुष्ट राक्षस असुर बैठे हैं, तो उनका दमन कैसे किया जाए ये भगवद गीता, रामायण, महाभारत, भागवतम आदि ग्रंथों में विस्तारित रूप से समझाया गया है। तो हमेशा की तरह हम 16 चैप्टर पहले श्लोक पढ़ेंगे, साथ में पढ़ेंगे। और आज कौन पढ़ेगा ट्रांसलेशन? Who will read the translation? Who would like? Pawan, would you like to read, or you are managing this? You can't do it. Who would like to do? You will read. He will read. Okay. You have to give him a microphone. So what we will do? 3 steps. Remember? I don't know. I think you all have forgotten. First step, we will chant the verses and translation also. And after translations, आपको कुछ तो realizations अगर आएगा तो आप share कर सकते हैं. Okay, we'll chant the verses together. Text 1 to 3. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ayam Sattva Samshuddhe Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti Dhanam Dhamascha Yagyascha Sadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodhas Tyaga Shanti Rapeshunam Daya Bhuteshalo Lutvam Madhavam Richapalam तेज क्षमा धृति शौचम अत्रो नातिमानिता भवन्ति संपदं देवीं अभिजातस्य भारता।
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, clarity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly man endowed with divine nature.
So please hear attentively. This will help you understand better. And if you are expecting that it will be, you will not have to rack your brains, then you are mistaken. You will have to actually think. Because I am not going to give details about this. You have to understand from this chapter. These are the divine qualities: forgiveness, truthfulness, freedom from envy, anger, like that. And what is demoniac nature? So text 4. Dambho darpo abhimanascha krodha parushyameva ajnanam cha vijatasya partha sampadamasurim.
Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to the groups of demoniac nature, O son of Bharata.
Text 5. Devi sampad vimokshaya nibandaya surimata mashucha sampadam devim abhijatosi pandava.
The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demoniac qualities make for bondage. Don't worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities.
Text 6. Gau bhuta sarva lokesmin दैव आसुर एव च दैवो विस्तारशः प्रोक्ता आसुरं पार्थ मे शृणु.
O son of Arthur, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called divine and the other demoniac. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demoniac.
So what we have done so far, the first 5 shlokas talks about divine and demoniac qualities in brief. Divine qualities are what? Fearlessness, purification, self-control, truthfulness, gentleness, forgiveness, aversion to fault finding, freedom from envy, and passion for honor. All these things are divine qualities. And what is demoniac qualities? Harshness, pride, arrogance, ignorance, conceit. And this will cause bondage. Srila Prabhupada writes, this is the royal road to hell. But then, Krishna is telling Arjuna is getting doubt. Oh, maybe I am having demoniac quality. So Krishna says in the previous verse, if you heard attentively, you must have heard. What does Krishna say? That don't worry Arjuna, you are born with divine qualities. So the first 5 verses of this 16th chapter speak about divine qualities and demoniac qualities. Then in detail Krishna explains demoniac nature. And once we read this, then we understand the Ramayana personalities. This chapter clearly gives us distinction between the personalities in Ramayana. This is the foundation. So we have to read this. So 7th verse onwards, all the demoniac qualities are mentioned. Text 7. Pravritincha nivritincha janana vidurasura na shaucham na pichacharo na satyam teshu vidyate.
Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them.
Text 8. Asatyam pratishthante jagadahuramishwaram aparaspara sambhutam imanyat kama hetukam.
They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produce of sex desire and has no cause other than lust.
Text 9. Etam drishtim avashtavya nashtatmanupabudhaya prabhavantu karmana chaya jagato hita.
Following such conclusions, the demoniac who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world.
Text 10. Kamam ashritya dushpuram dambamana madamrita mohat vihimasagrahan pravartante shuchivrata.
Taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac, thus illusion, are always shown to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent.
Text 11 and 12. Chintamapramideyam cha pralayam upashrita kamopabhoga parama etavaditi nishchita Asha pasha shakai baddha kama krodha parayana irante kama bhogartam anyanartha sanchayam.
They believe that to gratify the senses in this is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, until the end of life, their anxiety is immeasurable. Bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification.
Text 13, 14 and 15. Idam adya maya labdam imam prapse manoratam idam astedam api me bhavishyati punardhanam aso maya hata shatru Anishye cha paramati Ishvaroham aham bhogi Siddhoham balavan sukhi आद्यो विजानवानस्मि कोऽन्योऽस्ति सदृशो मया यक्ष्ये दास्यनिमोदिष्य इति अज्ञानविमोहिता।
The demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect. I am powerful and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance.
Text 16. अनेक चित्त विभ्रांता मोहजाला समावृता प्रसक्ता काम भोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च।
Thus, perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell.
17. आत्मसंबाधिता स्तब्धा धनमाना मदान्विता यजन्ते नाम यज्ञस्ते दम्भेनानुदिपूर्वकम्।
Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false justice, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules or regulations.
Text 18. अहंकारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं च संश्रिता मामात्मा परदेहेषु प्रविष्टं तोपयास्यका।
Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real religion.
Text 19. तानहं द्विषत क्रूरान् संसारेषु नराधमान् क्षिपामजस्रमशुभान् आसुरीष्वेव योनिषु।
Those who are envious and mischievous, who are lowest among men, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence into various demoniac species of life.
Text 20. आसुरीं योनिमापन्ना मुदा जन्मनि जन्मनि मामप्रापेव कौन्तेय ततो यान्तदमां गतिम्।
Attaining repeated birth among the species of demoniac life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
Text 21. Now, अभी क्या हो गया? First, we have done two sections. First 5 verses are talking about the summary of divine and demoniac qualities and how Krishna is assuring Arjuna that he is not demoniac, he is divine. Then 6 to 20 जो हमने अभी डिस्कस किया, demoniac qualities को डिटेल में बताया कृष्ण ने. What are the demoniac qualities? They don't know what is right and what is wrong, and they have no standard of cleanliness. They don't have proper behavior. They don't live by truth, and they are atheistic. They think everything is caused by sex life, and that is the highest for them. And they don't think beyond sex, and their activities destroy the world. And they take shelter of lust and power, and they earn money by unethical means. And they kill enemies, they show off, and they try to give charity also, but all in a desire to show off. And Krishna says, I perpetually cast them into hell. So this is demoniac. तो आसुरी प्रवृत्ति और देवी प्रकृति दोनों को डिटेल में कृष्ण ने बताया. तो अभी लास्ट 3 वर्सेस 4 वर्स 21, 22, 23 एंड 24 कृष्णा अभी बताएंगे हमें कैसे हम आसुरी प्रवृत्तियों से मुक्त हो सकते हैं. उसके लिए क्या करना होगा. अगर आप सोच रहे हो ये सब पढ़ने के बाद अरे मेरे अंदर तो आसुरी प्रवृत्ति ज़्यादा है, तो उससे मुक्त होना है, नेगेटिविटी ज़्यादा है, तो उसके लिए अभी भगवान बताएंगे कि क्या हमें करना है. 3 चीज़ों से सावधान रहना है. और वही हमारे क्लास का भी रामायण की क्लास का भी शीर्षक वही होगा. वो 3 चीज़ें क्या है जिसके कारण हम हमारी देवी प्रवृत्ति को त्याग कर आसुरिक प्रवृत्ति को हम अपनाते हैं। हमारे अंदर आसुरिक और बुरे गुणों का उत्पन्न क्यों होता है, क्यों हमारे हृदय में बुरे गुण आते हैं? तो वास्तव में सारे जो हमारे अवगुण हैं वो 3 सेक्शन में, 3 कैटेगरी में आ सकते हैं। उसी का संक्षिप्त में भगवान अभी बताते हैं। 21 त्रिविधं नरकस्येदं द्वारं नाशनमात्मना काम क्रोधस्तथा लोभस्तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत्।
There are 3 gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give this up, or they lead to the degradation of the soul.
Text 22. एते विमुक्त कौन्तेय तमोद्वारे स्त्रिभिर्नरा आचारत् आत्मनः श्रेयस् ततो याति परां गतिम्।
The man who has escaped these 3 gates of hell, the son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination.
Text 23. शास्त्र विद्यमुत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारता न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति न सुखं न परां गतिम्।
He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination.
Last shloka of this chapter. तस्मा शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्या व्यवस्थितो ज्ञात्वा शास्त्राविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुम् इहारसि।
One should therefore understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated.
So if you see, the last 4 verses में भगवान ने क्या बताया? 3 हमारे सबसे बड़े शत्रु क्या हैं? लस्ट, एंगर एंड ग्रीड, काम, क्रोध और लोभ। त्रिविधम नरकस्येदम, ये नरक के द्वार हैं। इन तीनों को हमें त्यागना होगा। तो आधुनिक मानव समाज में इन तीनों का बहुत प्रशंसा किया जाता है। अगर किसी के अंदर काम वासना है या बहुत लोभी है और बहुत क्रोधित होता है तो उसको अच्छा गुण समझा जाता है बहुत बार। पर भगवान कृष्ण बताते हैं कि अवगुण है और इन तीनों को हमें त्यागना होगा। और इसका मार्गदर्शन हमें कौन देगा? किसको याद है? अभी अगर आपने ध्यान से सुना था तो आपको पता होगा, इस श्लोकों में भगवान ने हमें मार्गदर्शन के लिए किसका सहारा लेना है बताया? शास्त्र। आपने ध्यान से सुना ना अभी, ये शास्त्र विधि मुत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारता न स सिद्धिम अवाप्नोति न सुखम न परम गतिम। आपको सुख और परम गति प्राप्त नहीं होगी अगर आप शास्त्र का आश्रय नहीं लेंगे। तो जैसे रामायण है, महाभारत, भागवतम इत्यादि, ये सारे जो वैदिक शास्त्र हैं, इन शास्त्रों के द्वारा, इनके मार्गदर्शन से हम काम, क्रोध और लोभ से मुक्त हो सकते हैं। इनमें इतनी शक्ति है और इनका आश्रय लेने से हमें अनुग्रह प्राप्त होता है। तो ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट स्पेशल चैप्टर है जिसमें बताया गया है कि काम, क्रोध और लोभ से हमें फ्री होना है और शास्त्रों के माध्यम से। और अगर हम रामायण एक शास्त्र के उदाहरण के रूप में अगर रामायण को लेते हैं तो रामायण में अभी सामान्य तौर पर रामनवमी के अवसर पर हम पॉजिटिव भगवान राम, सीता, दशरथ महाराज, लक्ष्मण, भरत महाराज, इनके सब गुणों का हम विश्लेषण करते हैं और उस पर चर्चा करते हैं। पर आज 3 दिन में हम थोड़ा जो विलन के थोड़ा बॉर्डर में विलन या जो गलती करते हैं, जो गलतियां जिन्होंने की हैं, उनसे थोड़ी हम शिक्षा लेते हैं। क्योंकि हमेशा हीरोज डिस्कस करते हैं और वास्तव में हमारे अंदर तो इतने अवगुण भरे हुए हैं। हमेशा मैंने देखा है सारे जो राम कथा करते हैं, जो सत्संग कार्यक्रम करते हैं, पंडाल कार्यक्रम करते हैं, वो सारे जो प्रवचन देते हैं वो सब क्या बोलते हैं? हमेशा बहुत ही आशा प्रदान करते हैं, पॉजिटिव। वो कहते हैं कि हम सबके दिल में अयोध्या है, भगवान राम हमारे हृदय में बसे हुए हैं, तो अपने आप को पहचानो, हमारी शुद्धता को पहचानो, हमारे चित्त में, हमारे कण कण में सीताराम बसे हुए हैं। इस तरह से वो प्रवचन करते हैं जिससे हम आकर्षित हों इन कथाओं के प्रति और हमारी अपनी अच्छाई के प्रति थोड़ा हमारा आत्मविश्वास बढ़े। पर जो वास्तविक शास्त्र पढ़ते हैं वो थोड़ा समन्वय करना चाहिए, बैलेंस करना चाहिए। कभी कभी हमें ये भी पढ़ना चाहिए, ये भी समझना चाहिए कैसे हमारे अंदर अयोध्या नहीं है, लंका है हमारे हृदय में। दुष्ट पापी रावण बैठा है अंदर हमारे हृदय। तो मेरे पीछे दोहराइए, मेरा फेमस शो, मैंने श्रीलंका में अभी श्रीलंका यात्रा लेके गया तो हमने पूरा युद्ध कांड डिटेल में डिस्कस किया हुआ और पूरा युद्ध कांड डिस्कस करने के बाद हमने ऐसा प्रवचन दिया कि जो यात्रा खत्म होते होते रावण को नहीं मारा, कुंभकर्ण का वध तक बताया था, उसके आगे नहीं किया क्योंकि वो श्रीलंका है। वो लंका में तो कितने बार रास्ते में हम जा रहे थे बस में, कितने बार देखा हमने रावण रेस्टोरेंट, रावण हॉलीडे रिजॉर्ट। रावण उधर बहुत फेमस है। तो अगर हम उधर रावण को मारेंगे कुछ हमारे साथ कुछ गड़बड़ होगा, हमको वापस भी आना था इंडिया। तो हमने सोचा रावण को उधर नहीं मारेंगे, रावण को बॉम्बे जाके मारेंगे, दशहरा के समय मारेंगे उन्हें। तो उधर कुंभकर्ण वध तक किया हमने। पर पूरा हमारे लेक्चर्स का एक थीम था कि हमारे अंदर रावण है, दुष्ट आसुरिक प्रवृत्ति हमारे अंदर, और ये चैप्टर 16 चैप्टर का यही फोकस है। We have to meditate, we have to understand how we are bad. That is also important. नहीं तो जो है रिपेंटेंस नहीं, औपचारिकता के लिए हम बोलेंगे कि हम गलती करते हैं, प्लीज हमें क्षमा कीजिए। क्षमा याचना करना और प्रायश्चित करना दोनों में बहुत अंतर है। रिपेंटेंस एंड सीकिंग फॉरगिवनेस आर टू डिफरेंट थिंग्स। Unless we are repentant, and repentance comes from awareness and accepting that I am at fault. तो मैं हर क्लास में लोगों को दोहराने को बोल रहा था, आप भी दोहरा सकते हैं। रावण सबके मन में है, राम अभी तक वन में है। तो राम नहीं है हमारे दिल में, रावण है और उसको पहचानना होगा रावण को। और ये जो है दिस रिकग्निशन, दिस अवेयरनेस विल मेक अस हम्बल। हमारे हृदय में नम्रता जागृत होगी। तो हमारे परम पूज्य रघुनाथ स्वामी महाराज अक्सर बताते हैं कि सबके दिल में एक अच्छा डॉग है और बुरा बैड डॉग, गुड डॉग एंड बैड डॉग बोथ आर देयर इन द हार्ट ऑफ एवरी ह्यूमन। तो दोनों कुत्ते ऐसे हैं, ए गुड डॉग एंड बैड डॉग, बोथ आर डिमांडिंग अटेंशन। सो whoever is barking the loudest, we feed that dog. So if you feed the bad dog becomes stronger. So we have to starve the bad dog and feed the good dog. हमारे अंदर जो अच्छे गुण हैं, जैसे जो हमारे रामायण में हनुमान, विभीषण, भरत महाराज, लक्ष्मण, इन्होंने जो प्रदर्शित किया है, जटायु, उनका हमें अपने हृदय में उतारना है इन गुणों को। पर साथ साथ में हमें जो दुष्ट, जो आसुरिक प्रवृत्तियां हैं, उनका नाश करना होगा। और रावण उसमें टॉप क्लास एग्जाम्पल, बैड एग्जाम्पल। तो अभी हमने 16 चैप्टर में पढ़ा ना, 13, 14, 15 आसुरिक प्रवृत्ति के लोगों की विचारधारा कैसी रहती है। इदम अद्य मया लब्धम इमं प्राप्से मनोरथम इदम अस्ति इदम ततो मे भविष्यति पुनर्धनम असो मया हता शत्रु अनिश्ये चा परमपि। अभी मेरे पास इतना धन है और मैं धन को एकत्रित करूंगा, फिर मेरे उन शत्रुओं को मारूंगा, इन शत्रुओं को मैंने ऑलरेडी मार दिया है। ये जो थॉट प्रोसेस है, ईश्वरोहम अहम भोगी सिद्धोहम बलवान सुखी। मैं ईश्वर हूँ, मैं भोगी हूँ और मुझे सब सिद्धियां चाहिए, मैं सुख पाना चाहता हूँ। आर्यो पुरुषों में क्या मुझसे अधिक श्रेष्ठ, अधिक सुंदर, अधिक बलवान, अधिक शक्तिशाली कोई है? कोई नहीं। तो इस तरह से जो आसुरिक प्रवृत्ति के लोग हैं इस तरह से सोचते हैं। और हमें शास्त्रों में बहुत वार्निंग दिया है, प्लीज बी केयरफुल, प्लीज बी केयरफुल, डोंट हैव रावण इन योर हार्ट। तो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड लिटिल बिट अबाउट रावणस एरोगेंस एंड प्राइड। इति अज्ञान विमोहिता, भगवान बोल रहे हैं अज्ञान में रहते हैं आसुरिक प्रवृत्ति के लोग और हमेशा विमोहित रहते हैं। तो हमने देखा है भक्तों को हमेशा बोलते रहते हैं, प्रभु जी मेरे लिए प्रार्थना कीजिए, मुझे आशीर्वाद दीजिए। हमारे जीवन में अलग अलग परिस्थितियों में अलग अलग जो समस्याएं आती हैं, हमेशा चाहते हैं कि भक्तों का आशीर्वाद हमें मिले। और जो आसुरिक प्रवृत्ति के लोग रहते हैं वो आशीर्वाद एकत्रित नहीं करते, ब्लेसिंग्स इकट्ठा नहीं करते हैं। वो क्या इकट्ठा करते हैं? कर्सेस, और रावण इसमें एक्सपर्ट था। उसने अपने जीवन में केवल कर्सस को जमा किया। इतनी शक्ति आ गई थी उसमें ब्रह्मा जी के वरदान के कारण, और वो आकाश में उड़ रहा था बड़े घमंड से अपने पुष्पक विमान में। उसने अपने भाई कुबेर को हराकर पूरा जबरदस्ती पूरा लंका शहर ले लिया, पुष्पक विमान ले लिया, और बहुत भोग कर रहा था। एंड वाज ट्रैवलिंग इन द स्काई प्लेस। तो जब वो नीचे देख रहा था रावण कि गंधर्व यक्ष अलग अलग लोग अलग अलग सरोवरों में भ्रमण कर रहे हैं, आनंद कर रहे हैं, तो सडनली हिमालय की खोज जब वो जा रहा था रावण, तो उसने एक स्त्री को देखा, एक महिला को देखा, एंड शी वॉज एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरीली ब्यूटिफुल एंड शी वॉज ऑल अलोन. So Ravan immediately brought his chariot down. And this lady, she was sitting straight and she was dressed in ascetic robes. साधुओं का जो वेश होता है वो वस्त्र उसने धारण कर, साध्वी का वस्त्र पहना था, और वो ओम चैंटिंग कर रही थी, ओम का ओमकार, और भगवान विष्णु पर ध्यान कर रही थी. तो रावण ने उसे देखा और कहा कि ओ ब्यूटीफुल वन, हुआ who is your companion? What are you doing alone here? So she opened her eyes. She looked at Ravan. She realized he's a very influential. Because Ravan बहुत सुंदर था, उसका जो व्यक्तित्व है ना, उसका वाल्मीकि रामायण में बहुत डिटेल में वर्णन है. He had blackish complexion. He generally would wear red crimson. You know, his color would be red clothes, red earrings. So dazzling effulgence he had. And sometimes would manifest 10 heads, 20 arms. So he told this lady, she opened her eyes and she saw that he is a very influential person. And very humbly she said, I am Vedavati. And I am sitting there meditating on Vishnu. I have taken a vow that only Vishnu will be my husband. So Ravan began to laugh. He said, Vishnu, because Vishnu was Ravana's enemy, or Ravan thought Vishnu is my enemy. So Ravan told Vedavati that, oh beautiful woman, you should consider you are fit to be enjoyed by me. And he went nearer and she raised her voice. She said, stop where you are, O demon. Don't you dare defile me. Don't you dare come close to me. But Ravan, he never believed in moral scruples. He never held any values. So he went ahead and he grabbed her hair. As soon as he caught her hair, Vedavati, suddenly she chanted a Vedic mantra, and with her right hand she cut her hair, and a bunch of hair was left in Ravana's hand. And Vedavati told Ravana that, you scoundrel, you have contaminated me by touching me, and because you dared to disturb me in my penance, I curse you that I will come back and destroy you. And because Ravana was still not bothered, Ravana was still progressing, he was still marching towards to enjoy her. And right there, Vedavati, she created fire. Like Sati ने अपने आप को जला दिया था दक्ष यज्ञ में, उसी प्रकार वेदवती ने अग्नि उधर क्रिएट किया, आग क्रिएट किया, और उसमें अपने आप को उसने तुरंत, she just burnt herself. So Ravana was astounded by this incident. He was shocked. And that is how he attracted curse number 1. Like these, there are many curses he attracted. That was the beginning of his downfall. But he didn't care. Vedavati said like, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So Vedavati's curse did not care. Then he flew higher. And then he reached the forbidden regions of the Himalayas. Kailash, where Lord Shiva is residing. And suddenly Ravan saw that this chariot cannot go ahead. This chariot is stopped. It is a no entry zone. You can't enter that airspace. So Ravan was wondering, अरे जा नहीं रहा है मेरा ship, मेरा airways, मेरा airplane. And then he stopped. He said, "What is this magical place? एक कैसा जगह है जहाँ पर I'm not able to go ahead." And when he came down, कैलाश के गेट में कौन रहता है एंट्रेंस में? Nandi. So Nandi has a very, his complexion is little yellowish, and he has a beautiful. Actually, it is beautiful. But for Ravan, he started making fun of Nandi. He started making fun of him. He said, "Who are you stopping at this gate? You are a monkey. You look like a monkey." And he started making fun of him and deriding him as if he is a monkey. So Nandi got very angry. He said, "You are making fun of me. I curse you that monkeys will come and trouble you a lot." So that is another curse he attracted. So then Nandi told him, "This is Lord Shiva's region. Nobody can come here like this. Get out. Get out from this place. Go back. Unless you have permission by Lord Shiva, you cannot enter this place." So Ravan said, "Heck, who cares for your Shiva? I am Ravana." And he entered. And he said, "I cannot enter this place, I will throw away this Kailash." So he went down, he lifted the mountain with his hand. It was so powerful. He just lifted the Himalayas from below. And Shiva was sitting with Parvati. And suddenly Parvati lost her balance. And she fell, and Shiva held her. And Mother Parvati got very angry. She said, "Who is this who is disturbed this?" Shiva smiled. Shiva said, "Don't worry, this is impudent Ravana. I will teach him a lesson soon." And Parvati got very angry. She said, "How dare he disturb me? His acts will ensure that his arrogance and pride will one day lead him to disregard womanhood. And he will burn and die because of the curse and anger and wrath of a woman." That was another curse in there. Meanwhile, Lord Shiva, he just took his toe and pressed it little down, and the whole Kailash fell on Ravana's 20 arms. And Ravana's arms were crushed by the Kailash, and Ravana roared and screamed loudly, and it was a deafening roar. And then he realized that, "अरे ये तो बहुत powerful है Lord Shiva, इनको तो हराना मुश्किल है." So then his ministers came and said, "अरे अभी एक ही ऑप्शन है, इनकी तरह मस्काबाजी करो शिव जी का." He started offering prayers to Lord Shiva. So then Ravana immediately changed. He had come to remove Shiva. He started offering prayers to Lord Shiva. And what prayers, all Vedic hymns he started chanting, Rigveda, mantras, and lot of prayers to please Shiva. For 100 years he did that. Finally Shiva said, "ठीक है, इतना रो रहा है, चलो इसको." So Lord Shiva came, appeared before Ravan, said, "Ravan, okay, now I am pleased with your chanting. I forgive you. Now you can go back." So Shiva said, Ravan said, "Oh, you are pleased with me? Then please give me your Pashupati अस्त्र." उधर भी बेशर्मों के अस्त्र ले लिए. तो Lord Shiva तो बोले ना था, ठीक है, रो रहा है, तो उसको पाशुपत अस्त्र दे दिया. So like that, Ravana, he became very happy. And then he went flying. And more, and then he was coming, and then he saw when he came above Ayodhya. Ayodhya that time was ruled by Anaranya, who is a ancestor of Ram. And Ayodhya was the capital of the humans. Ravana belonged to the Rakshasa race. Ramayana talks about 3 races: Vanara, Manava and Rakshasa. So the Rakshasa race leader was Ravana, and Manava race was ruled by Anaranya, the king of Ayodhya, the emperor of Ayodhya. So when Ravan heard that this is Anaranya's kingdom, he challenged Anaranya. There was a massive war, and Ravana was so powerful. Anaranya was a very, very powerful warrior. The good dynasty, Ikshvaku line. But in that war, not only Ravana defeated Anaranya, but he acted very, very immoral. Generally, in Kshatriya code of conduct, when you defeat a warrior and you kill him, you honor him. But Ravana started kicking the slain body of Anaranya. He had already defeated, he was already dying. But he came and humiliated more by treating him very badly. So Anaranya got very upset. He said, I am a Kshatriya. For me, death is glorious in a war. But by your disgusting behavior, you are showing that you don't deserve this victory. Therefore, I curse you that one of my descendants will come and kill you. And that is Lord Ram, who appeared in the same line of succession. But still, Ravana was only attracting curses in his life. Then he went to heavenly planets, and there he saw a beautiful Rambha, also known as Kunjika Stri. And she was actually a consort of Nalapur, and he was so attracted to her, and he forcefully molested her. She couldn't avoid him, and after he threw her to a rock and he actually molested her, she was so devastated. She went to her husband Nalapur, who also felt so helpless. And Brahmaji, when he heard about the incident, he got so upset and cursed that Ravan, whenever, next time, any time in your life, if you ever force a woman, that very moment you will die. Now, he didn't care for any curses, but Brahma's curse he knew. And he didn't want to take chance. Because anyway, so many women were anyways coming to him voluntarily because he was so attractive. So he didn't really have to force anyone. Therefore, after that, he never forced a woman. He simply presented himself in such a way that women were so attracted to him. Plus, he kind of conquered the whole world, so he could get all the women. Sometimes modern people they say Ravan is a very nice man. He never forced Sita, but they don't know the actual story. Why he didn't do that? अगर आप युद्धकांड पढ़ोगे ना, युद्धकांड में पूरा डिटेल में Mahaparshva and Ravan conversation, where Mahaparshva is telling Ravan that he should force and enjoy Sita. पूरे सभा में ऐसा वो बोलते हैं. And Ravan says, I want to, but I cannot. People don't know this. They think Ravan कितना अच्छा था. एक यूट्यूब में वीडियो है, एक लेडी बोल रही है, राम से अच्छा तो रावण है, मुझे तो भाई चाहिए रावण जैसा, जिसने अपनी बहन शूर्पणखा का बदला लिया उसको जो हुआ. So such a disgusting. They have no idea. And she was saying Ravan was so nice. He did not do anything wrong with Sita, but she doesn't know. She not read Ramayana. ये लोगों की जो नैतिकता है, जो आदर्श है, सर, इट इज बिकॉज अवसर नहीं है एंजॉय करने. मोरालिटी इज सिंपली लैक ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी. दैट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ मोरालिटी फॉर मोस्ट पीपल. मोस्ट पीपल आर मॉरल बिकॉज अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं. अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगा तो दे विल बी वर्स देन रावण. अरे मैं आपको रियल स्टोरी बताता हूँ, बीच में थोड़ा रामायण से थोड़ा अलग ट्रैक में जाएंगे. मेरा एक फ्रेंड है लंदन में, मयंक शाह, गुजराती. लंदन इज फील्ड विद गुजराती, और लंदन में कभी बहुत प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है, आपको पता होगा इकोनॉमी में. तो मेरे भाई के घर पे गया था, तो मेरे जो भांजी है, ब्रदर्स डॉटर, दोनों बेटियां, छोटी बेटियां हैं, वो बोल रही हैं हमको मणिकर्णिका जैसे बनना है, झांसी की रानी बनना है, ब्रिटिश के साथ युद्ध करना है. दे आर टेलिंग मी तो ब्रिटिश कभी आएंगे इंडिया में, उनको हराएंगे. तो मेरी जो भाभी है, मेरे भाई की पत्नी, वो बेटियों को बोल रही है नहीं बेटी, अभी ब्रिटिश नहीं आएंगे इंडिया में, अभी आएंगे तो रेफ्यूजी बन के आएंगे. उनका तो इकोनॉमी का पूरा डामाडोल हो गया. तो ये मेरा जो फ्रेंड है इंग्लैंड में, तो उसने क्या किया पता है आपको? उसने फेसबुक में एक फेक प्रोफाइल खोला. एंड ही एंड हिज वाइफ, आई नो देम वेरी वेल बिकॉज जब मैं 2004 में लंदन गया था, तो एक भक्ति शास्त्री कोर्स किया था 2 महीने के लिए. सुबह 3 घंटा क्लास, शाम को मैं 3 घंटा क्लास देता था भगवद गीता के ऊपर. तो उसमें वो ग्रुप था उनका, 15 लड़के थे, 10 महिलाएं थी, स्टूडेंट, ऑल यंग बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, 20-21 ईयर्स ओल्ड. तो उसमें बहुत लोगों का मैच फिक्सिंग हो गया और उनका शादी हो गया. तो उसमें एक कपल ये था तो ये बहुत अच्छे लोग हैं, अच्छे फैमिली, अच्छे कल्चर पीपल। तो जब मैं उनके घर पे गया तो उसने पूरा स्टोरी बताया लास्ट ईयर कि दे नो whom to associate with and whom not to associate with because he has done one test. उसने फेसबुक में एक फेक प्रोफाइल खोला, तो उसने रिसर्च किया था। तो एक लड़की थी जो 2014 से उसका फेसबुक एक्टिव नहीं है और उससे कुछ 100-150 फोटो देखा तो उसने निकाला। वो लड़की पाकिस्तान की लड़की थी कोई, और एकदम सुंदर, एक्सट्रीमली ब्यूटीफुल गर्ल। उसके अलग अलग फोटोग्राफ्स एंड इट फाउंड आउट शी इज फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान एंड इनएक्टिव है 5 साल से 4 साल से, लास्ट ईयर की स्टोरी। तो उसका फोटो निकाला, उसका सब को निकाला और एक फेक क्रिएट किया। मतलब ये लड़का है मयंक शाह, उसने वो लड़की का फोटो डाल के अपना नाम कुछ तो डाल दिया, ऐश्वर्या समथिंग, गांव का नाम गुंटूर आंध्र प्रदेश डाल दिया और ऐसा डाल के एक प्रोफाइल क्रिएट किया। और मुझे दिखा रहा था बैठ के उधर पूरा लैपटॉप। आई वाज शॉक। उसको दिन में 750 रिक्वेस्ट आता है फ्रेंड का। और वो क्या करता है, वो क्या करती है, क्या करता है, तो वो एक लाइन भेजता है अपने फ्रेंड को, हाय हाउ आर यू, या उसका फ्रेंड का रिक्वेस्ट आएगा तो यू लुक सो क्यूट करके डाल देगी वो एक लाइन। तो एक लाइन वो पढ़ के यू लुक सो क्यूट, so that guy was mad. This girl has told me I look so cute. Then all these worst things come on that internet. And then he told me, Prabhuji, so many men send me their nude photographs. So many people, they write that I want to come and enjoy with you. And some of his colleagues in office and his friends who are very cultured, nice Marwadi people, nice families, they talk very nicely, they behave very nicely externally. सब अच्छे लोग हैं और उनको पता नहीं कि ये आराम से आपको ब्लैकमेल कर सकता चाहिए। They have got everything about them. He said, Prabhuji, initially I was so shocked that they are so nice, but in their private life, this is what they are. And the kind of things they write to this girl, who is a stranger, no respect for womanhood, no culture, extremely uncouth, filthy, low-class people. But so nice in the society. Morality is the lack of opportunity. It's horrible. And he was telling me that Prabhuji, मेरा तो पूरा faith ही उड़ गया ये लोगों के ऊपर, ये सोचा। So he is basically cut off. So he and his wife know whom to associate with. वो ऐसा वो Facebook से तो समझ गया पूरा दुनिया क्या है. What a scary story, man. So he is not impressed with anything next. So वो कोई impress नहीं कर सकता क्योंकि उसको पूरा भी सच्चाई मालूम है फेसबुक में कैसा कैसा होता है, क्या होता है। तो यही मैं बोल रहा था, रावण सबके मन में है, राम अभी तक रावण है अंदर। और ये हम लोग मानते नहीं, कबूल नहीं करते। He carries some of the most sinister, vicious, dirty, horrible kind of desires in our heart. And Ravana is simply, what do you say, he is just personifying it, that's all. Ravan is not somebody who is only existing, was existing thousands of years ago. So Ravana, after Ramba ke baad, then he understood that, I cannot really enjoy. And then he went to heaven, he started crushing, breaking gardens, everything. Then Narada came and told him, अरे रावण आप ये सब क्यों कर रहे हो? अरे आपको एक वर्दी फाइटर चाहिए ना, बेस्ट फाइटर, जाके यमराज से लड़ाई करो, यमराज को मार दो, फिर कुछ प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं होगा, ना रहेगा बास, ना बजेगी बास हुई। यमराज तो आराम से हार जाएगा आपके आगे। तो उसने रावण से अच्छा आइडिया, यमराज को ही मार देते। सो ही वेंट टू यमास प्लैनेट। सोचिए क्या उसकी उद्धरणता, क्या एरोगेंस। ही वेंट टू यमलोका और वहां पे पूरा उल्टा चल रहा था। वहां पे सब गरम तेल में उबाल के और पनिश। उसने रावण ने आके उधर पूरा सब क्रिमिनल्स को, सब जो पनिशमेंट मिल रहा था सबको फ्री कर दिया और जो यमदूतों को मारना शुरू किया। तो यमराज को मालूम पड़ा, यमराज और मिस्टर डेथ दोनों साथ में आ गए फाइट विद रावण और घमासान युद्ध हुआ। और एक ऐसा टाइम आया युद्ध में कि रावण का बाण, रावण के सब शस्त्र सब तोड़ दिया यमराज ने। और यमराज अपने एक शस्त्र से रावण को मारने ही वाले थे, उसी समय उधर ब्रह्मा जी प्रकट हो गए। ब्रह्मा जी ने कहा, अरे अरे यमराज प्लीज प्लीज छोड़ दो, इसे मत मारो रावण को, क्योंकि मैंने इसको वरदान दिया है। मेरा पूरा एक कैलकुलेशन है, यूनिवर्सल ऑर्डर में जो बैलेंस है वो पूरा डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाएगा। आई हैव गिवन हिम ब्लेसिंग, सो यू कैन नॉट किल हिम, प्लीज डोंट किल हिम। The right time will come where everything will fall in place. Please leave him alone. यमराज बोले अभी मारने वाले थे इसको रावण को, तो यमराज ने कहा ठीक है, ब्रह्मा जी को भी नाराज नहीं करने का, तो उधर से चले गए यमराज। जैसे यमराज चले गए तो रावण ने बोला देखो आ गया, यमराज आ गया मेरे से, and immediately Ravan became very happy and he went around telling everyone, अरे जीत गया, I won, I defeated Yamraj. So like this Ravan became the undisputed monarch of this planet. And Ravan therefore is an example of somebody who earned only what? ये रामायण जब भी कथा होता है ना रामायण का, तो रावण के बारे में आपको पढ़ना चाहिए, तो रावण के ऊपर भी थोड़ा रिफ्लेक्शन करना चाहिए. हाउ थैंक्स टू द एज ऑफ इंटरनेट our Ravana is very active and our Hanuman is sleeping, servant is sleeping. So basically Ramayana talks about three species, three races: Manavas, Vanaras and Rakshasas. Now actually the English language does not precisely explain what it means. Like for example, Vanar को हम लोग English में क्या बोलते हैं? Monkey. Monkey is not the right word. Because when you see monkey, monkeys are not smart. Monkeys are like, Vanaras are different. Vanara, they are, when you look at them, you think they are Nara, they are humans, but they are not. They are actually celestial monkeys. They are intelligent, they are extremely intelligent people. They are much more intelligent than humans also. So, they are actually celestial apes. They are not ordinary apes of this world. So, they are higher level. So, ये हो गया वानर. मानव को समझ लिया, मानव कौन है. फिर ये जो रावण कौन सी कैटेगरी में आता है? राक्षस. अब ये राक्षस क्या है? राक्षस को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलेंगे? डीमन. एक्चुअली डीमन जो है ना, डीमन इज अ मेंटालिटी. आसुरिक जो है वो मेंटालिटी. राक्षस एक पूरा रेस है. जैसे प्रहलाद महाराज वो राक्षस रेस में उनका जन्म है, बट इट वाज नॉट डेमोनियन, इट वाज अ डेवोटी. सो अभी डेमोनियक तो ह्यूमंस भी हो सकते हैं, जैसे दुर्योधन वाज अ ह्यूमन और उसके अंदर आसुरिक प्रवृत्ति थी ना. तो राक्षस कौन है? राक्षस एक रेस है. तो वो लोग क्या करते हैं राक्षस को? दे आर बेसिकली कैनिबल्स. दे ईट ह्यूमंस एंड दे आर एडिक्टेड. मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर एडिक्टेड टू रॉन्ग एक्ट. जैसे आज पढ़ा ना हमने 16.13 to 15, इदम मध्या मया लब्धम इमं प्राप्से मनोरथम. All that thinking of, everything is for my enjoyment. I am the greatest, I am the best, I want to enjoy. You hear this in the modern times? That is the quality of Rakshasas. So 21st century में हम जहाँ रह रहे हैं, we are living in which society? A Rakshasa society. And what does Krishna declare? यक्ष से दासी मोदिष्य इति अज्ञान विमोहिता. जो राक्षसी प्रवृत्ति के लोग हैं उनका प्रॉब्लम क्या है? कृष्ण से दे आर अज्ञान और विमोहिता. अज्ञान का मतलब क्या है? इग्नोरेंस. विमोहिता मतलब, विमोहिता मीन्स इल्यूजन. इग्नोरेंस और इल्यूजन में डिफरेंस क्या है? इग्नोरेंस मतलब आई डोंट नो. जैसे किसी के आंख में पट्टी डाल दिया, उसको दिखता ही नहीं कि इधर रस्सी रखा है, इज इग्नोरेंट. इल्यूजन मतलब इट इज ऑपोजिट ऑफ द नॉलेज. मतलब वो रस्सी को देख रहा है और उसे लग रहा है सांप है. मतलब यू कैन सी बट यू सी उल्टा. दैट इज इल्यूजन. Basically, illusion means you can't see it. Ignorance means you see that which is not. Basically, illusion is ignorance multiplied by ignorance. मतलब double ignorance. You are seeing wrong. तो राक्षस लोग कौन है? आसुरिक प्रवृत्ति के लोग कौन है? जो अज्ञान में नहीं, basically they are विमोहिता. They are in illusion. The right thing they see as wrong. And what is wrong, they see as right. तो आजकल क्या होता है, लाइक इसमें 16 चैप्टर में क्या बताया, सेक्स एवरीथिंग, द हाईएस्ट फिनोमेनन इज लस्ट. They can't think anything beyond sex life. Everything boils, that's a Freudian theory, very famous, no? Sigmund Freud's theory is very famous. So that is classic case of inability to see anything beyond enjoyment, beyond sex life. Actually ये इसके ऊपर बहुत एग्जाम्पल्स हैं, लस्ट के ऊपर, मॉडर्न सोसाइटी में कैसे कैसे क्या क्या लोग कर रहे हैं. जैसे मेरा एक दोस्त है, he was telling me that he has he's teaching in a coaching class. He was telling me that one of his colleagues, who is a very famous coaching class teacher in a private tuition class, very famous man, he was caught in a scandal with a student. And every year, 1 or 2 people like that get caught and they are thrown out. Means it is so rampant. Everywhere this is glamorized. And people become victim of this. In offices, in educational institutions, in politics, in spiritual organizations, everywhere this is a deadly, deadly force. Iti ajnana vimodika. So there are 2 personalities in Ramayana. ये हम तीनों डिस्कस करने का ट्राई करेंगे. What are the 3 gates to hell? Kama, Krodha, Lobha. Kama means lust, Krodha means anger, and Lobha means greed. Lust, when it is fulfilled, desire, it leads to greed, all 3. And if it is not fulfilled, anger, क्रोध. और काम के 2 बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल रामायण में कौन है, बता सकता है? शूर्पणखा एंड रावण, भाई बहन की जोड़ी है, सिर्फ ब्रदर सिस्टर, शूर्पणखा एंड रावण. तो रावण के बारे में बोलो तो शूर्पणखा के बारे में, लस्ट अगर डिस्कस करो तो रावण के बारे में डिस्कस करना ही होगा. और रावण के बारे में डिस्कस करें तो शूर्पणखा को हम छोड़ नहीं सकते. शूर्पणखा इज ऑल्सो ग्रेट एग्जांपल ऑफ लस्ट. तो शूर्पणखा का विवाह हुआ था एक असुर से, एक राक्षस से उसका विवाह हुआ. तो शूर्पणखा का स्टोरी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. और हस्बैंड्स नेम वाज दुष्ट बुद्धि, अच्छा नाम, दुष्ट बुद्धि. तो वो कमांडर था वो राक्षस आर्मी का. तो रावण ने क्या किया, रावण ने देखा ये बहुत पावरफुल आदमी है, उसके साथ अलायंस रखा, उसको अपनी बहन का हाथ दिया, शादी कराया. तो पर क्या हो गया, दुष्ट बुद्धि इतना पावरफुल होने लगा, ही बिकेम स्ट्रॉन्गर स्ट्रॉन्गर स्ट्रॉन्गर. तो रावण बिकेम इनसेक्युर. रावण को लगा ये तो ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग हो रहा है दुष्ट बुद्धि, ये तो मेरा बहन का पति है बट मुझसे ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग हो रहा है. फिर रावण ने एक पॉलिटिक्स किया था, कॉन्स्पिरेसी, हैशटैग कॉन्स्पिरेसी. तो उसमें दुष्ट बुद्धि को एक एक्सपीडिशन में भेजा, एक वॉर के लिए भेजा, बैटल के लिए. और उसने सप्लाईज थोड़ा कम दिया, दुष्ट बुद्धि अकेले को थोड़ा फाइट करना पड़ा, लोग कम थे उसके बाद हेल्प में. तो उसने हेल्प मांगा तो उसको टाइम पे हेल्प भेजा नहीं. तो उसमें क्या हो गया, दुष्ट बुद्धि को थोड़ा रावण के अरेंजमेंट से बेसिकली ही गॉट दुष्ट बुद्धि किल्ड. वही ना 16 चैप्टर 13, 14, 15 वर्स आपको जाके घर पे पढ़ना वापस. किलिंग द एनिमीज, डूइंग पॉलिटिक्स, डिस्ट्रॉइंग, ये सब जो आजकल थोड़ा अगर कान और आंख खुला रखेंगे ना इलेक्शन के पहले आपको सब दिखेगा. 16 चैप्टर आपके टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में सब दिखेगा, न्यूज में क्या लोग बोलते हैं, क्या पॉलिटिक्स करते हैं, कैसे करते हैं. And the whole idea, the standard of who should be a leader is all based on external things. Quality को देखते ही मैं मुझे याद है मैं 6th स्टैंडर्ड में था जब इंदिरा गांधी की हत्या हुई. मैं स्कूल में था 1984. तो तभी इलेक्शंस का फिर बहुत बड़ा माहौल चल रहा था. मैं स्कूल में 7th स्टैंडर्ड और 6th स्टैंडर्ड मैं लाइब्रेरी में बैठ के वो आर के नारायण का बुक्स पढ़ रहा था. तो कोने में सब टीचर्स और हमारे सर लोग बैठ के डिस्कस करते पॉलिटिक्स. तो यंग चाइल्ड ना उसका इंप्रेशन बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है. And I was a young boy wondering, Indira Gandhi was killed, my school teachers were crying, and some people were happy, and all those kind of. And I was like, what is going on? So then I saw in this library, my science teacher, my all other different teachers are sitting and talking about elections. अभी कौन आएगा, क्या होगा. अभी राजीव गांधी just entered politics because his mother was killed. तो मुझे याद है, अच्छे से याद है, मेरी साइंस टीचर बोल रही है वो डिस्कशन में, अभी इलेक्शन होगा ना तो राजीव गांधी को पीएम बनना चाहिए। तो हमारा वो दूसरा एक सर था, वो पीटी का सर, वो बोल रहा है क्यों राजीव गांधी क्यों बनना चाहिए, नहीं वो कितना क्यूट है ना वो, तो वो बनना चाहिए। एंड आई एम वाचिंग दिस एज अ यंग बॉय, आई एम टीनेजर, आई एम वंडरिंग वाओ, सो ही गॉट एंग्री, दैट सर गॉट वेरी एंग्री, दैट क्यूट, किसने बनना चाहिए। तो आपको बुद्धि है कि नहीं, योर इंटेलिजेंस ऑफ विशाल चैस्टाइजिंग दैट टीचर। और ये लॉजिक लगाएंगे तो श्रीदेवी को बनाना चाहिए। उस समय श्रीदेवी वाज वेरी फेमस एक्टर। तो ये सब मैं देख रहा था, गजा के पिताजी को बताया मैंने सब स्टोरी, ऐसा हुआ। आई रिमेंबर दैट इंसिडेंट, पीपल स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ हू शुड बी अ पॉलिटिशियन, टुडे आल्सो द सेम लॉजिक, इज क्यूट so he should be the PM. So people, this kind of logic, there was no idea who should be a leader. So this politics is extremely dirty, and Ravan did this politics and killed his own brother-in-law. तो शूरपणखा को जब मालूम पड़ा, अभी शूरपणखा भी राक्षस ही है, she felt devastated. और बाद में सब ऐसे अफवाहें फैलने लगी कि अरे रावण ने पॉलिटिक्स किया, मारा। तो she was very shrewd. She said, I will take revenge. बदले की भावना से वो गुस्सा होकर उसने लंका छोड़ दिया, और लंका का एक आउटपोस्ट था जनस्थान, वहां पे वो जाने लगी, घूमने लगी, वहां पे पशुओं को खाने लगी, ब्रेकफास्ट लंच डिनर में। बहुत क्रूर स्वभाव की थी वो। और एक दिन उसको मनुष्य का फ्लैश स्मेल आने लगा उसको लगा आज तो बड़ा फीस्ट है। पता ना, अभी आप रोज घर पे दाल राइस खाते हो, बस आप एक ही चीज खाते हो, और सडनली अगर पिज्जा बन रहा है तो कौन पड़ता है ना स्मेल से। तो शूरपणखा रोज पशु को खाती थी उधर, और सडनली उसको, बिकॉज इन एनिमल्स हैव दिस इंस्टिंक्ट, लाइक अ प्रे कैन स्मेल द प्रीडेटर एंड द प्रीडेटर कैन स्मेल द प्रे। सो सिमिलरली शूरपणखा वाज अ कैनिबलिस्टिक, राक्षसी, हमेशा पशुओं को खाती थी वो। तो सडनली उसको मनुष्य का एक ऐसा स्मेल आने लगा, ह्यूमन्स का, अरे कोई ह्यूमन बीइंग है आसपास, आज तो स्पेशल फीस्ट है। तो फिर वो तपोवन की तरफ आने लगा, तपोवन में उधर उसको स्मेल आ रहा। और जब वो सामने आई, उसने तपोवन में किसको देखा? श्री राम। एंड व्हेन शी सॉ राम, व्हाट हैपेंड टू हर? Her desire was, she had initially, after smelling what she had desired, to eat human flesh. और जब उसने प्रभु राम को देखा, उसका हार्ट का जो डिजायर पूरा चेंज हो गया। She developed lusty desire to enjoy Ram. मतलब लंच बॉक्स became romantic partner. तो खाने के लिए भेज दी, तो सडनली उसको लगा अरे I can enjoy with you. तो अभी क्या होता है, राक्षस लोगों में जो धर्म को फॉलो नहीं करते, उनके अंदर जो डिजायर्स और एक्शन है ना, ड्रास्टिकली चेंज होता है। जो धर्म का पालन करते हैं उनके अंदर भी डिजायर आता है, गलत डिजायर किसी के अंदर भी आ सकता है। फिर डिजायर्स के माइंड के ऊपर कंट्रोल, माइंड एनीथिंग कैन कम अप इन द माइंड, पर जो धर्म का पालन करते हैं वो क्या करते हैं, अपने डिजायर्स और एक्शन को वो कंट्रोल करते हैं, मैनेज करते हैं। पर जो धर्म के अनुकूल नहीं जीते, वो उनका डिजायर्स एक्शन जस्ट टेक्स देम आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल। सो शूरपणखा डिडंट केयर, शी जस्ट वेंट वाइल्ड। सो शी केम फॉरवर्ड टू प्रपोज टू राम। एक्चुअली महाभारत में भी ऐसा आता है इंसिडेंट, हिडिंबी वो भीम से आकर्षित हुई, पर ये थोड़ा अलग, वो अलग केस है, ये अलग केस है। शी थॉट, शूरपणखा थॉट राम विल सैटिस्फाई। अभी क्या होता है, ये जनरली जो मैरिज होता है, एंजॉयमेंट होता है, वो सेम स्पीशीज में होता है। राक्षस साथ एंजॉय विद राक्षस, ह्यूमंस एंजॉय विद ह्यूमंस, जनरली ऐसा होता है। पर कभी ऐसा क्रॉस हो गया ना, तो देन जनरली दे लिव टुगेदर ओनली टिल द चाइल्ड इज बॉर्न। द चाइल्ड इमीडिएटली ग्रोज फास्ट एंड देन दे लीव। जैसे भीमा स्टेड इज हिडन व्हेन घटोत्कच वाज बॉर्न एंड ही ग्रो अप, दे लेफ्ट। अर्जुन वेंट टू नागलोका, ही मैरिड उलूपी, देन ही हैड अ चाइल्ड बब्रुआ एंड देन ही लेफ्ट इमीडिएटली। ऐसा होता है कभी कभी। तो शूरपणखा को तो लगा कि आई विल एंजॉय, बट शूरपणखा वाज रूथलेस। उसको लगा कि शायद ये मुझे मेरा प्रपोजल स्वीकार नहीं करेंगे, उसको लगा, शक हुआ थोड़ा। तो व्हाट शी डिड, शी ड्रेस्ड हरसेल्फ, शी चेंज्ड हर फॉर्म टू अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल वुमन। एक्चुअली क्या हो गया, वाल्मीकि मुनि लिखते हैं कि शूर्पणखा वो इतनी डेस्परेट थी राम को एंजॉय करने के लिए, तो उसको लगा कि उसने अपना फॉर्म चेंज किया, बट वो जल्दीबाजी में फॉर्म चेंज करना भूल गई। वही जो राक्षसी फॉर्म था, ह्यूज डार्क विद हॉर्न्स एंड बिग टीथ, ग्रूसम लुक्स, वही लुक में वही फॉर्म में वो आई राम के सामने। अंडरस्टैंड? एंड she thought that she is dressed very gracious, and she came in front of Ram, and very coyly she started looking down, looking up, very shyly, and then started drawing the floor, the ground, with her toes in a very coyish way, in a very feminine way, very graciously, gracefully to attract Ram. It was so funny because it was incongruent. अभी अगर कोई फेमिनिन ग्रेस कैरी करता है एंड देन शी बिहेव्स लाइक दैट, इट इज अट्रैक्टिव, बट इफ समबडी इज ग्रोस, ग्रूसम, एंड देन शी स्टार्ट्स बिहेविंग लाइक दिस, इट लुक्स वेरी फनी, पर इनकॉन्ग्रुएंट लगता है, वो गंदा लगता है। तो राम एंड लक्ष्मण फाउंड इट एक्सट्रीमली फनी कि अरे बाप रे, ये तो कॉमेडी चल रहा है। सो शी केम, शूर्पणखा, थिंकिंग दैट शी इज इन अ वेरी अट्रैक्टिव फॉर्म। शी सेड, "Oh, handsome one, look at this beauty. My beauty is irresistible. Please come with me and let us enjoy in the woods, in the mountains." So Ram saw that and Ram was astonished. And because she asked Ram, so Ram explained who he was. And then when Shurpankhá proposed and insisted that they enjoy, Ram said, see, देखो अभी कैसा है, why Shurpankhá tried to change her form? Because see, in this world, you know, there is appearance. The first impression is based on appearance, and then we look for substance. You know? There are some people, राक्षसास क्या करते हैं, वो लोग अपीयरेंस ही देखते हैं, सब्सटेंस चाहिए ही नहीं। इसलिए असुरा मतलब क्या? असुरा का दो मीनिंग है, एक है असुरा, सुरा मतलब गुड डिवाइन, असुरा मतलब ऑपोजिट ऑफ डिवाइन, और असुरा का और एक मीनिंग है आशु और र। आशु मतलब क्विक, इमीडिएट, एंड र मीन्स एंजॉयमेंट। सो असुरा ऑल्सो मीन्स वन हू वांट्स इमीडिएट एंजॉयमेंट, अभी मुझे मजा करना है, अभी एंजॉयमेंट चाहिए मुझे, अभी एंजॉयमेंट चाहिए, दैट इज असुर। तो रावण, शूर्पणखा सभी कैटेगरी में, दे वांट इमीडिएटली एंजॉयमेंट, राइट नाउ, एवरीथिंग इज फॉर मी। तो उसने जब राम को कहा एंजॉय विथ मी, राम सेड, सी, अभी राम ने सीता को बोला था पहले when he got married that you will be my only wife, he had taken a vow. अभी शूर्पणखा को ये नहीं बोल सकते कि I have taken a vow, उसको समझेगा नहीं, वाव वाव वो सब लॉजिक उसको नहीं समझता। He just told her the language that she can understand. He said, I am already married, and if I marry you, then you will have to become maid servant of my wife Sita. हाँ, ये लैंग्वेज उसको समझ गया। तो सर्वेंट तो बनना नहीं था शूर्पणखा को एंजॉयर बनना है। So he said, why don't you go to my brother Lakshman? He is here alone. ऐसा करके उन्होंने लक्ष्मण की तरफ इशारा किया। अभी लक्ष्मण भी जब आ रहे थे फॉरेस्ट में, उनकी वाइफ उर्मिला उनके साथ आना था। Like Sita wanted to come with Ram. How Lakshman convinced Urmila not to come? Anybody knows? Nobody knows. Yes, आप बताइए। Yeah, so I will be serving Ram. I will not sleep, and then you will be miserable. But then main reason how we convinced her was he said Ram's mothers, Kaushalya, Sumitra, somebody has to serve them and take care of them. So like that he had convinced her. So Urmila was in Ayodhya. So Shurpankhá का अभी प्यार देखिए राम के लिए कितना प्यार था। जब राम ने बोला लक्ष्मण के पास जाओ, ओके, चेंज हो गया बोला उसका। She gave up Ram. She went to Lakshman. And Ram looked at Lakshman and eyes signal. Lakshman immediately caught Ram's joking mood. समझ गया कि joking कर रहा है. So when she came to Lakshman and said, Lakshman, come on, let us enjoy. Lakshman said, see, I am servant of Ram. So if you marry me, then you will have to become servant of Sita. So ऐसा करके he sent her back to Ram and he said, you actually go back to Ram. Once Ram sees your alluring beauty, wow, what stunning beauty you have. When Ram sees your beauty, he will reject that worn out, frail, thin Sita. So what is देखेंगे? You are a jewel amongst women. तो शूरपणखा को थोड़ा समझा नहीं पहले, तो उसका इधर-उधर तो घुमा रहे हैं. And when she understood what is happening, she got very angry. So she realized that this Sita के वजह से सब हो रहा है. Because of her, I am not able to enjoy Ram. So disproportionate, when emotions, Rakshasa, they are ruled by, they भावुक रहते हैं. अगर आपको किसी ने पैर से मारा ऐसा, तो ट्रेन में गलती से पैर लग गया, so you may tolerate. But somebody is very low class and get angry and you punch him. But very rarely you find someone जिसका ऐसा लात पड़ा, वो चाकू निकाल के मर्डर करेगा, पूरा एक्सट्रीम हो गया, राइट? तो शूरपणखा was like that. थोड़ा ऐसा जोकिंग हो गया, तो she got so angry, she ran to kill Sita. So this the lady is coming in between me and Ram. तो सीता को स्ट्रैंगल करने की. जैसे ही वो स्टेप पास गया, Ram saw that Sita's life is in danger. So Ram roared. He said, "Stop!" So when Ram roared, Shurpankhá was stunned. She just stood. And then Ram looked at Lakshman and said, Lakshman, it is true that we should never joke with cruel and low-class people. See how we have put Sita's life in danger. Immediately punish her, but don't kill her, for she is a woman. And in an instant, Lakshman drew his sword, cut off her ears and her nose, and as the nose fell, with his sword, he threw the nose up, and then as the nose was falling with his sword, he hit the nose so hard, it went and fell on the other side of the Tapovan, the Godavari, other side. So the place where Shurpankhā's Nasika nose fell, that place became Nasik. And after that, the nose is considered as one of the most beautiful aspects of a person's beauty or body, face. And the nose is cut means beauty is gone. And it was considered as a great humiliation. नाक काट दिया मेरा, ठीक है ना? नाक काट दिया, नाक काट देना मतलब it is very very big insult. So then Shurpankhā went where? Where did she go? No, Khara Dushan, her brothers. They had an army of 14,000 soldiers, and they were shocked when they heard this. They said, "Don't worry, sister, we will kill this Ram Lakshman. And after we kill them, you feast on their bodies and have a feast." So then they went, and they had another accomplice, Trishira. And now Shurpankhā, actually what happened, Ram alone killed all the 14,000 soldiers, including Khara, Dushan and Trishira का एक काम है. उसमें एक का commander in chief of the Ravana, his name was Akampana. Akampana smart था. वो देख, just the war began, he understood. अरे तो one man is a very powerful warrior. She quietly ran from there. Meanwhile, Shurpankhā realized Khara Dushan are killed. So Shurpankhā said, "This is a great chance for me to take revenge now." Because she had her own axe to grind. She also hatched a conspiracy like Ravana did. She said, "If I now get Ravana to kill Ram Lakshman, then I will get revenge. And if Ram Lakshman kill Ravana, then also I am winner. Win-win America." Like, Shurpankhā is very close to somebody in Mahabharata. कौन है? महाभारत में शूरपणखा जैसा कौन है जिसने ऐसा सेटिंग किया? शकुनी, राइट? यू आर इन्वेंटिव. शकुनी का ऐसी स्टोरी है ना, शकुनी ने भी ऐसे ही किया. Shakuni was against whom? Bhishma. Because Bhishma had got Shakuni's sister married to Dhritarashtra. He was very upset. He wanted his sister to marry Pandu. तो शकुनी को बहुत गुस्सा आया कृष्ण पे। तो शूर्पणखा also thought of destroying रावणा। Meanwhile क्या हुआ, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, अकम्पन भाग के गया रावण के पास and he said, "My dear king," Ravan was sitting in his huge palace in his throne, and Akampana came and fell at his feet and said, "My dear lord, your entire army that was stationed in Janasthan is destroyed." And Ravan was shocked. 14,000 soldiers destroyed. He looked at Akampan and very disgustedly said, "Who has done this? That person will be killed today by me. Tell me, who has done this?" So Akampan said, "One man called Ram, the son of Dasharath." So Ravan was shocked because one Rakshasa killing many humans was believable. One human killing so many Rakshasas? Not possible. He said, "Oh, this Ram, human, he's human. Oh, he must have been assisted by Indra, Chandra, and all the Devatas." So Akampan realized that Ravan is not able to believe that Ram alone did it. So Akampan said, "My dear king, no, Ram was alone. He is the most illustrious of all human beings. When he is standing on the battlefield and shooting his arrows, he appears to be incarnation of death. All the Rakshasas were running everywhere and they were only seeing Ram everywhere. He is extremely powerful. No one can, what to speak of fight with him, nobody can even look at him during the battle." And Ravana was hearing attentively what Akampana is saying about Ram. So Ravana said, "Acha, he's so powerful, useless. I will go and kill him." So Ravana immediately got up from his seat and went to kill Ram. So Akampan realized that Akampan was intelligent. He is a commander-in-chief of Ravana's army. So he realized that Ravana's chances were very, very little. He can't defeat. So immediately said, "My dear lord, please wait. Let me tell you something. You cannot defeat Ram because he is extremely powerful. And Ram is so powerful that by his arrows, he can shoot down the sky, the heavens with all its stars, moon, sun, and all the constellations. By his powerful arrows, he can stem the flow of a flooding river. He can break the shores of an ocean and flood the entire world. Indeed, this Ram, by his arrows, can lift the entire earth. And he can destroy the whole world. So, my dear king, you have no chance against him. Don't go near him. But there is one way you can defeat him." And when Ravan heard this one way, immediately because Ravan slowly realized that he had taken boon from Brahma, that nobody should be able to defeat him. And he had forgotten to ask immunity from humans and monkeys. Because he thought, humans, how can they defeat me? Like ant, for example. आप थोड़े बोलेंगे ant से मुझे नहीं मरना है. Ant तो क्या पैर के नीचे आके उतर जाएगा. He thought humans are like ants, and here a human is killing all his army. So Akampan said, "I have one strategy." When Akampan began to narrate the strategy, Ravan became very interested. He sat on his throne, leaned forward, attentively he heard. And Akampan said, "My dear king, this Ram has come to the forest with his beautiful wife Sita. Somehow you separate him from her. If you do that, he will become very weak because he is very attached to her. Otherwise, why would he bring her to this dangerous and lonely forest? He will become weak and then you can easily defeat him. Or he may become so broken-hearted that he may die. So Ravan liked the idea. So Ravan said, okay, very good. I will go and tell my friend Maricha to help me. So he went to Maricha. Now, Maricha is who? Maricha was a great expert Rakshasa magician. He could change forms. And he had taken sannyas. He was living in the upper Himalayas doing tapasya. So Ravan went to him. And Ravan said, when Ravan reached Maricha's ashram, Maricha was shocked. He said, oh king of Rakshasas, hope everything is alright in Lanka. What brings you here? He offered a kusha grass seed to Ravan and brought nice celestial fruits in front of Ravan. These kind of food which humans can never imagine. Ravana just ignored all that food and looked at Maricha and said, Maricha, I want you to help me. I want you to help me kidnap Sita, the wife of Ram. And this Ram has killed all the 14,000 soldiers stationed at Janasthan, including Khara and Dushan. And when Maricha heard, what name he heard? Ram. Maricha was sitting serving Ravan. When he heard Ram's name, he got up with a start. He said, Ram! Oh Ravan, do not even look in the direction of Ram. Don't throw yourself into this dangerous ocean called Ram, whose waves are his numberless arrows, and the sharks in this ocean are his powerful arms with which he can destroy the entire Rakshasa race. And your attempt to take Sita away from Ram is like trying to remove the fangs from a serpent. Don't even go close to Ram. He is like a lion and his arrows are like his teeth. And just like a lion destroys all small animals in the forest, this Ram will easily kill all the Rakshasas. And then Maricha became so passionate. He started walking up and down. So Ravan was looking at Maricha and saying, what happened to me? Kya ho raha hai isko? So Ravan said, Maricha, why do you have such high regards for Ram? So Maricha said, when this Ram was a young 16-year-old boy, he came to my mother Tatakal ashram. Actually, we were disturbing Vishwamitra's penance. So Vishwamitra bought this young boy. I thought he is a young boy, Ram. But with this one arrow, he killed my brother Subhahu, he killed my mother, and he shot an arrow that threw me 800 miles into the ocean. And I fell in a distant land, in an island. And from there I swam across. And that land where Maricha fell, that island became Mauritia. Now known as Mauritius. So that's where Maricha fell. So he's saying that, and that time he was not even experienced in martial arts. He was a young boy. He was so powerful. And then I once went to attack again Ram. This time I went as Sharaba. Sharaba is a very special animal. Lion मालूम है lion? कितने पैर होते हैं lion? 4. And what does lion have for breakfast, lunch, dinner? Deer, fox, rabbit, like that. Cattle, right? Buffalo. But Sharaba has 8 legs. And for breakfast, Sharaba has lions, tigers, huge animal. So, Maricha dressed as Sharaba and he's saying, I went to Ram's hermitage to attack him. I went with 2 of my friends. Ram shot an arrow and killed my accomplices immediately, and somehow he spared me. I don't know why. But that incident has scared me so much that ever since that day, I am living in total fear of Ram. Wherever I see only Ram. Ram, Ram, Ram. In every tree I see Ram. And anybody speaks anything with Ra, I immediately think of Ram. I am so scared of Ram. Oh Ravan, please go back to Lanka. Please enjoy with your wives there in Lanka and let Ram enjoy with his Sita in his forest. Go back. So Ravan was looking at Maricha and he began to recall how Brahmaji had given him invincibility from everyone except humans. And Ravan said, no, but I can kill Ram. But maybe not now. Maybe some other time. I'm sure our paths will again cross one day. Saying like that, Ravana went back to Lanka. See how same incident is told differently by different people. See how Akampana narrated, how Ravana thought, how Maricha thought. Everybody is thinking differently. See, when they write autobiography, sometimes they have to write stories now. It is so difficult because two different people give different understanding. So many times when I am writing some story, you have to become like detective first. You have to find out what is the actual story. Because when you hear the same story from two people, it comes out different. Because everybody perceives differently. Maricha perceives totally differently. So anyway, that's why sometimes when you take opinion also, how you say, like if you ask someone, same sentence if you speak little differently, मतलब पूरा बदल जाता है. वही कुछ मतलब चेंज नहीं किया. जैसे if you say, अगर आप ओपिनियन पूछा रहे हो उसको आप जॉब में लेना है, आपका क्या मत है? You are wanting to take somebody for job, and you come to me for opinion. And imagine if I tell you two sentences, उसका मीनिंग तो कैसे बदल जाता है? पहले काफी उसका गड़बड़ था, पर अभी अच्छा है, स्टेबल, doing good job. That is one way of saying. Second is, हाँ अच्छा है, स्टेबल है, पर पहले बहुत गड़बड़ किया है. दोनों सेम है. पर what happens when you are hearing? If you hear the second one, very unlikely you will take it. तो जो हम कैसे बोलते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं, कितना उसमें फर्क पड़ता है. So Maricha was speaking in a certain way, Akampana was speaking in a certain way. So anyway, so Ravana came to his palace, he was very happy, and then next day who came there? Shurpanka. And what did she do? That we'll discuss tomorrow. But today it is 8:40, we'll do some short kirtan, we did that kirtan in the beginning. And then we'll have, tomorrow we'll discuss Shurpanka and how Shurpanka convinced Ravan, and how Ravan went to Maricha second time, what happened, and then how...
It is 8:25.
It's 8:25, sorry, I thought it was 8:40. I'm sorry.
You can go on.
You can go on for a few minutes. I was told it is 7 to 9, so yeah, I thought it was 8:40. We'll continue for some more time. Is it okay? I was told it is 7 to 9, so it's just 8:30 now. Thank you for that. No, I saw it at 8:40. When I removed the glass, I saw it at 8:30. So Shurpanka came, and very interesting what happened. Shurpanka, she looked at Ravana and she said, "You fool, you are enjoying here in this palace, and look at me what has happened. Your sister has been mutilated, your sister has been hurt, she has been insulted." She began to present herself as a victim. And then she spin doctoring, ऐसा उसने पूरा change किया, देखो twist किया. She said, "I went to Janasthan for your sake, to get Sita for you." पूरा एक होता है झूठ, एक होता है white lies, पूरा 100% lies था. The only truth what she said was she went there. That was the only truth in the statement. She went to Janasthan, वो सही था. पर क्यों गई थी वो? अपने भोग के लिए गई. और रावण को क्या बोल रही है? I went there to get Sita for you. Her beauty is unmatched. Any man who can embrace her is the most fortunate man, and only you have that right. She is meant only for you. And the way she described Sita's beauty, Ravana's mind got completely corrupted, completely destroyed. Shurpanka represents modern day advertisement, triggers, that triggers which incite lust in our heart. And Bhagavad Gita, second chapter explains, anybody knows what is the famous verse which explains what Ravana is going through now? Who knows this verse? Anybody? That is one very good verse. Yogeshwarya Prasad. Any other verse? ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा. Yes, Raj Parikshit बोलो. Yes, बोलो verse बोलो.
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा संगस्ते जायते संगा संजायते कामो कामाकुलतो विद्धि.
भगवद गीता में कृष्ण अर्जुन को बोलते हैं ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा. स्टार्ट ध्यान करते हो जब आप भोग के ऊपर, एंजॉयमेंट के ऊपर. व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन यू डू ध्यान? ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा. सेकंड स्टेप संगस्तेषु उपजायते. मीन्स यू गेट अटैच्ड टू दैट. पहले जैसे ध्यान करते हैं ना हम लोग किसी चीज को एंजॉय करने के लिए, तो कॉन्टेम्पलेशन के बाद यू गेट अटैच्ड. And when you get attached, what happens? Sanga sanjayate. Kama means desire. To possess that becomes very strong. And when that desire becomes very strong, and that desire leads to what? Kama krodho vijayate. Anger. और जब एंगर बहुत बढ़ जाता है तो क्या होता है? क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह. सम्मोह मीन्स इल्यूजन. सही गलत भूल जाते हैं. सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रम. स्मृति याददाश्त चली जाती है, ग्रैटिट्यूड चला जाता है. यू फॉरगेट ऑल द गुड थिंग्स दैट यू हैव डन, ऑल द थिंग्स यू शुडंट बी डूइंग. एंड देन स्मृति चला जाता है तो क्या होता है? स्मृति भ्रंशात् बुद्धि नाशो. बुद्धि का नाश होता है. जो विवेक, डिस्क्रिमिनेशन पावर गेट्स डिस्ट्रॉयड. और जब बुद्धि का नाश होता है तो क्या होता है? बुद्धि नाशात् नश्यते. यू फॉल डाउन. ये पूरा साइंस दिया है. जैसे स्नो देखा, स्नो का एक, अगर आप देखोगे एक स्नो, छोटा सा एक स्नो के पीस को आप किक करोगे ऊपर से, हाउ इट इज अ स्नोबॉल इफेक्ट बोलते हैं ना. इट गोज डाउन, व्हेन इट इज कमिंग डाउन इट कैचेस विद अनदर स्नो ग्रेन, स्नो पार्टिकल, देन flake, snow flake, and then that eventually becomes a big ball and it crushes whatever comes in its way. Similarly, जो desires है contemplation से शुरू होता है. वो contemplation से attachment से lust, and eventually it leads to destruction. और एक ऐसा स्टेज आता है contemplation के बाद, till one point of time you can stop yourself, but lust कैसा है, एक point cross करने के बाद you can't stop. It is beyond your control. But there is one point till where you can check yourself. You can say no. तो जाए तो रावण का जो वो पॉइंट क्रॉस हो गया, शूर्पणखा ने ऐसा उनको एजिटेट कर दिया. नाउ रावण बुद्धि नाशात् नश्यते. His intelligence went, and he was already lusty, and Shurpankhah triggered more lust, and again he went to Maricha. And when he went to Maricha, Maricha looked at him and said, "What happened, O king of the Rakshasas? Why have you come back so suddenly again? Is everything all right in Lanka?" And Ravan looked at Maricha and said, "Maricha, I want you to take a form of a golden deer and lure Sita. She will definitely tell Ram to go and get you. And when you take Ram deep inside the forest, you attract Lakshman by imitating Ram's sound. And then I will do the rest." So Maricha was shocked. Maricha said, "My dear king, which enemy of yours has come in this disguise as a friend and given you this crazy idea? Whoever has advised you to kidnap Sita wants to destroy the Rakshasa race. Don't listen to him." So Ravan looked at Maricha and said, "Maricha, I have not come to you to ask for advice. Earlier I came to make a request. Now I am coming here to I am making an order. You better listen to what I am saying." So Maricha again got restless. And then Maricha began to explain the dangers of approaching Ram. He said, "My dear Ravan, your attempt to separate Sita from Ram is like trying to remove the sun rays from the sun. It is impossible. Don't even look in that direction." So Ravan told Maricha, and Ravana lowered his voice. He said, "Maricha, probably there is some danger for you if you approach Ram. But if you don't listen to my order, death will be certain and instant. So now you can carefully weigh the things, reason out, and take a decision. I will wait. So Maricha said, Maricha realized that Ravana is determined now. So he said, my dear king, you should first go and kill that person who has told you to kidnap Sita. Ram kept looking at Maricha. Ravana did not say anything more. And Maricha finally realized that Ravana is not going to listen. So Maricha said, you uncouth, low-class Rakshasa, because he knew that now he is anyway going to die. So he started cursing Ravana. He said, you are addicted to all low-class habits. You are determined to destroy the entire Rakshasa race. A huge shower of arrows will rain upon Lanka. The moment you separate Sita from Ram, you will be destroyed. But it is better to die in the hands of the enemy than to die in your hands. Okay, let us go. When Maricha said, let us go, I am ready. Immediately Ravan laughed and smiled, because till that time Ravan was not even interested. He was looking bravely at Maricha. Immediately Ravan became happy. He embraced Maricha. He said, now my friend Maricha is speaking. Till now some ghost had possessed you. Now you have become all right. Yes, come on, let's go. Then Maricha assumed the form of a golden deer. The descriptions in the Aranyakanda are extremely beautiful. How this golden deer had blue and red color. Its tail was like rainbow. Its snout was blue and reddish. And gems like belly was filled with gems. It was the most extraordinary deer. So Sita saw that she was plucking flowers. She told Ram, oh my dear Lord, come and see this beautiful deer. Oh Lakshman, come here. What an extraordinary deer. Oh my dear Ram, please get this deer for me. We will take it to Ayodhya very soon and we will play with this deer. So as she was beseeching her husband, Lakshman was very grave, looking at Ram and Sita. And he said, this is not a deer. There is no animal like this in 8.4 million species created by Brahma. This is surely some Rakshasa. And I suspect this could be Maricha. So then Sita said, oh Lakshman, this cannot be a demon, Rakshasa. This is such a beautiful animal. How can it be a Rakshasa? Oh Ram, please get it for me. So Ram looked at Lakshman and said, my dear Lakshman, just see how this deer has captivated the heart of my Sita. So to please her, I will go and get the deer. And if we need a Rakshasa, as you say, I will kill the animal and get the skin, which we can use for seating. They would sit on deer skin for performing the puja. So he assured Lakshman like that, and then he told Lakshman, don't leave Sita alone. Protect her. And Ram went. And as he chased the deer, Maricha, when he came to the hermitage first, he came dressed like a deer, so other animals came closer to him, thinking it's a deer. But animals have a very sixth sense. As soon as they came a little close, they understood, ordinarily. And even Maricha, his Rakshasa pravritti was there. He wanted to go and eat those other animals. Then he had to control himself. And the other animals realized that deer nahi hai, and they all started running away. And meanwhile, Ram chased Maricha, and Maricha in the form of a deer made a huge jump. He leapt and he ran, looked back, ran just like a deer. And Ram kept chasing. For 1 hour he was chasing. And Maricha took him a long distance away. And at one time, see what Maricha would do, he would appear and he would disappear. Would appear, disappear. Come in front, go. That's how Maya comes in our lives. She comes and she just attracts you. And then when you chase, she is nowhere to be there to enjoy. And then when you give up, thinking, and then again she comes from some other side. ऐसे chase करते रहते हैं. वो garden सारी से ad आता है. Catch me if you can. ऐसे ad होगा. तो एक लेडी आएगी, वो आदमी भागेगा, वो लेडी आके ऐसे साड़ी में आएगी, उसको देखेगा. You run behind her. फिर वो नहीं दिखती, वो छोड़ देता है. तो छोड़ के बैठो, फिर वापस इधर से आती है. अरे फिर वो भागता है. देखा है वो ad बहुत पहले आता है. एंड में आता है स्लोगन, कैच टैगलाइन इज catch me if you can. That is Maricha calling. That is Maya calling. So Ram realized after chasing this deer, oh, this is a Rakshasa. Then he said, let me kill. So he took an arrow and he shot. And as it hit Maricha, Maricha leapt up in the air and he completed the second part of his act. He shouted in the voice of Ram loudly, oh Lakshman, oh Sita, alas! Hell! And he fell down. And when Ram saw, he realized, oh, this is the trick of the Rakshasas. Immediately his heart was filled with anxiety and he started running back. Meanwhile, when Sita heard this, Lakshman was unmoved. Lakshman ko malum tha, sir, what is happening? But Sita became panicked. She went mad in anger, in anxiety. She said, Lakshman, do you hear? My lord is in danger. Go and save him. Go immediately. Lakshman was just unmoved. So then Sita became reckless in her speech. She said, oh Lakshman, now I can see that you always coveted me. You wanted to enjoy me. Now your evil desire is going to be fulfilled. I will never allow that to happen. You are waiting for this day when your brother will be in danger. So these words are piercing Lakshman's heart. Because Lakshman, this is the most unthinkable for him. So he said, no, my dear mother Sita, your Ram can never be in danger. This is a trick of the Rakshasas. So the more he tried to reassure her, the more reckless she became in his speech. And Lakshman said, I think this is the nature of women, to be fickle. And he started chastising her. And then he said, he looked down and then he said that my fear is when I come back, I may not find you. But I cannot say no. Now this is Tulsi Ramayana, not Valmiki Ramayana, where he draws a Lakshman Rekha. Tulsi just describes this in detail. Although Valmiki Ramayana doesn't describe this. He instructs her not to leave this line. Just like our spiritual master tells us, follow these 4 relative principles, no meditating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. He draws a line, but we cross it and allow Ravan to kidnap us. So like that, Lakshman, he drew that line and he went, and then Ravan came dressed as a sadhu, as a sannyasi. And Sita unwittingly served him, and it was very strange. Ravan looked at Sita and said, oh beautiful princess, who are you? So Sita was surprised because sadhus don't praise a woman for her beauty. Strange. How can this sadhu speak like this? But she was trained to respect sadhus. So she offered food and she said, please wait, the holy man. My husband and his brother will be soon arriving from the forest with all the nice produce and fruits of the forest to serve you. And then Ravan looked at Sita and said, oh most beautiful woman, become my wife. I am the king of Lanka. And there in Lanka you can 5,000 women will serve you as your maidservants. And when Ravan proposed like this, Sita was shocked. She looked at Ravan with such disgust. And then she said, you are a crow. You are a jackal. You are trying to take away the booty that belongs to the lion. You cruel wretch, get out of this place immediately before my husband comes back. And if you have courage, face him in battle. So then Ravan started laughing hysterically. He was not, and the more Sita was getting angry, the more agitated and provoked he was becoming. And finally, he grabbed Sita by her hair and put her on his chariot and he flew. And as he flew to Lanka, whom did he see first? Jatayu. And Jatayu started flying. And Jatayu saw Ravana's chariot. Jatayu came flying to Ravana and said, oh, Ravana, he recognized Ravana. He said, Ravana, you are a king. Don't you know the moral laws? It is forbidden to take away another man's wife. Return Sita immediately if you value your life. So what Ravana did, when Jatayu was sermonizing him, Ravana took his chariot on the other side. So Jatayu came flying on the other side, left side, and again started instructing and chastising Ravana. Ravana took it on the right side. So Ravana was avoiding Jatayu. But Jatayu finally came in front of Ravana's chariot and said, Ravana, and Sita, when she saw Jatayu, she told, "Oh Jatayu, don't stop, Ravan, don't fight with him." Because Ravan was young and valorous, and Jatayu had become already very old. So Sita suggested to Jatayu that you simply inform Ram that Ravan has taken me. But Jatayu told Ravan that I cannot see you take Mother Sita away. You have to face me in battle first. So Ravan got so angry that Jatayu was stopping him. With his 20 arms, he attacked Jatayu. But Jatayu expertly dodged Ravan. And with his wings, he hit Ravana. He broke Ravana's back. And then with one big swoosh, he took 10 arms of Ravana and removed it from his body. But Ravana had magic powers, mystical powers, that if his head or arms were cut, they would immediately come back. So Ravan again got 10 arms. Then Ravan took his bow and shot so many arrows that he covered Jatayu with all arrows. Jatayu threw up those arrows, again attacked Ravan, broke Ravana's bow. Ravan took another bow and shot so many arrows that Jatayu appeared as if Jatayu was hiding in a nest. Then Jatayu broke up all those arrows. This time he attacked Ravan with such fury that he held Ravana's hair and dragged him from the chariot. The chariot fell to the ground. He killed Ravana's chariot driver. Then he dragged Ravana on the floor of that forest. And Ravana, with great difficulty, managed to free himself, put his hand in his sword, removed his sword from the sheath, and broke off Jatayu's wings. And Jatayu lay fallen in a pool of blood. And then, holding Sita in one arm, he flew to Lanka. That's how Jatayu was defeated by Ravana. Now, Jatayu, incidentally, was different from Maricha. Maricha was killed by Ram, and Jatayu was killed by Ravana. Sometimes people say it is better to be killed by the Lord. We go back to God. What is the use of being killed by Ram but causing separation of Ram from his consort? Better to be killed by the enemy, Ravan, in an attempt to serve and bring Ram and Sita together. So the definition of service is completely different. So selfish people may think, oh, it is good to die in the hands of Ram. But why? Better to die in the hands of the enemy in service of our God. So it's a long story, but very important. We stop here today. Tomorrow we'll discuss something very important about lust and then greed. Tomorrow we'll discuss about anger also. Anger and then greed. Well, actually, lust के ऊपर थोड़ा और है points. We'll complete tomorrow about Ravana's. Actually, Ravan के ऊपर बहुत कुछ है discuss करने के लिए. But let's see. Tomorrow we'll discuss about Vali, Sugriva, or anger if it is uncontrolled, what happens. And then we'll also discuss Manthara's role of greed, what happens when there is greed. So generally in Ram Navami we discuss all Ramayan's glorious characters. This time we'll discuss about characters who made mistakes. Like today we discuss Ravana and Shurpanka. Tomorrow we'll discuss Vali. And day after tomorrow, if you have time, we'll discuss Manthara and Keke. And all of them can teach us wonderful lessons. Sita Ram Charit Ati Pavan, Madhur Saras और Ati Manubhavan. Puni Puni Kidari Shuniye Shunaye. Ye ki pyas bujat na bujat. Ramayana is such nectar that you can hear hundreds and thousands of times and still you feel like hearing more and more. You will be satisfied, but you will want to hear more. What a scripture, what poetry. Ramayana is not prose, it is not gadya nahi hai, wo kavya hai. So we'll discuss more on Ramayana tomorrow. Now we'll have short kirtan for 5 minutes, then we can have prasad. Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai.